Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to LinkedIn Live Leadership number 13 with me, Gary Crosby. I'm an action coach, business coach, as you can see. The objective here is really simple. I want to give you some tips and ideas from things I've learned over my leadership career. 31 years in the Royal Air Force, a bit of time in the corporate world, and now 3 years as a business coach, helping a lot of business owners, not just to make changes and improvements in their business, but also to step up from being the person who does to the person who is leading in their business. Now, I've got one nice simple objective here. At the end of this 10 minutes or so, I want you just to dial off thinking to yourself, you know what, it was worth joining in. I'm glad I've done that. I've learned something that's been useful to me. Now, this week, LinkedIn Live Leadership number 13, as I say, we're going to talk about Daniel Goleman's 6 styles of leadership. Now, why would we want to do that? Sounds quite academic, doesn't it? Well, the basic principle I've got is that good leaders are made, first of all, and therefore the more you learn about leadership, the more choice you've got about how you lead your people, depending on the context, depending on the circumstances. Remember, way back in this series, we did situational leadership, the way your leadership changes depending on the situation that you find yourself in. So we're going to look at Daniel Goleman's 6 styles of leadership. They all spring from different components of emotional intelligence. So depending on what kind of person you are and how much emotional intelligence you've got, that might influence your leadership style as well. Now, Daniel Goleman points out there are 2 styles of leadership that generally end up having a negative effect. So let's start with those first, get them out of the way, and you can see the kind of styles that can negatively impact on the climate in your business or in your team. Now, the first one of those is the pace-setting style of leadership. You know, and on the face of it, that could sound quite positive, because what we're really talking about is let's do something quicker, better, faster, set some high standards, get stuff moving, really get this job done. And that's all very well, and it does fit in some circumstances, but it has a negative impact on the overall business climate. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, it can be a bit overwhelming for people suddenly to have that pace accelerated the way that that happens in this kind of situation. There tends to be a little bit of a lack of trust, perhaps not a lot of feedback. You might find poor performers are asked to pull their socks up. If they don't, they'll suddenly disappear as they get replaced. And overall, Goleman's research indicated that this has a negative effect. But it could work if you use it sparingly, and you've got a highly competent and you've got a highly motivated team, and you've got a particular project to really push over the line. Then having this kind of pace-setting leadership style could be really effective for that. The second one that tends to have a more negative outcome in the business climate is the coercive style. Okay, and this is all about do what I tell you. And you can imagine what kind of situation you could find yourself in there. There's normally a little bit of terrorizing of the staff. There's some bullying of the staff potentially. People are going to get fired if they don't meet the performance standards that have been set. So you can see what kind of effect that would have on the climate. Morale is going to decline. You're going to have low morale in the team. You're going to have defections as people look for a better business climate to work in. And that's going to be really difficult for you to get anything done there. Also, because there's a lack of respect between the leader and the team, you might find that people don't speak up. So the leader only hears what the leader wants to hear, and that's not healthy in any business. Is there a place where this could work positively? Well, typically you're in a survival situation. It's a crunch moment. You're in a turnaround situation, a crisis where something really needs to happen. So they might bring in a coercive leader. Have you ever seen that in your business experience? Bring somebody in, they close down divisions, they fire people, they cut costs, they slash. The business gets leaner. What normally happens in that situation is that not long after that, the business leader is moved on, either to do the same somewhere else or just because they can't lead in a kind of normal, healthy situation that doesn't require that kind of crisis management. So we focus there on the 2 of the 6 that are generally accepted by Goleman's research to have a negative impact on the business climate. So let's get positive and think about what we can do to really boost the business climate. The first style of leadership that falls into this category is affiliative leadership. Okay, so if you're an affiliative leader, then you're going to say that people come first. You're going to spend a lot of time. There'll be a lot of empathy. There'll be a lot of relationship building. There'll be lots of really positive communications. You'll be focused on the people, and the task is there to be done, but it's not the primary focus. You'll get lots of positive communications coming out from the leader's office. Yeah. So this is good right now for remote or hybrid working, where you might have to be bringing a team back together or putting a team together. It's also good for healing rifts in organizations or when teams have been put together as a result of a merger. So that initial focus on the people can really get a team working in harmony. And it tends to help people as well in stressful situations when they feel like they are the focus of the leader's attention. So affiliative leadership might be the right thing to be doing if you've got that kind of situation where teams are being smashed together after a break. The fourth of the six is the democratic leader. So the kind of language you're going to hear here is things like, well, what do you think? Yeah, because what we're talking about here is building ideas together, building a consensus together, really getting buy-in from everybody to make sure that the way that the business goes forward has a buy-in from everybody. There's a lot of trust in this. There's a lot of respect in this. The aim is overall to get something that is good for everybody. Now, you can imagine one of the downsides of that is you might get a lot of paralysis because it'll take a long time for you to find a solution that's going to make everybody happy, if indeed you can do that. There's going to be endless meetings as you try and work out what that is. And therefore, it's not always a style if you're looking to set a pace and get things moving. Okay, so that's number 4 out of the 6. Number 5 out of the 6 is the coaching style of leadership. And if you didn't get LinkedIn Live Leadership number 12 last week, then this is a good time for you to have a look on the profile to find that, or go across to the YouTube channel where you'll find all of these LinkedIn Lives so that you can catch up on this kind of stuff as well. The coaching style of leadership was all about developing people for the future, but I'll let you find out about that from the other video. So what's the final one? The sixth of Goleman's 6 styles of leadership. Well, this is the authoritative leader, not the autocratic leader, the authoritative leader. And in Goleman's research, he discovered that this is the most effective style overall. Yeah. Now, as I said before, as a leader, you'll want to choose your style depending on the circumstances. But when set against the others, this one was seen to be the one that created the best working climate for people. So what an authoritative leader is going to do is, first of all, he's going to have a very clear vision. And he's going to be able to communicate that vision with energy and with passion so that everybody knows exactly where the company is going and they know what their part in that journey is. One of the benefits, of course, is you're going to get great clarity. So everybody is focused on what that leader's vision is. You're going to get the sense that people understand exactly what they do matters and how it fits into the organization overall. You're going to be able to set high standards and show by example and get people to meet those standards, which is very important in business. And you'll be able to employ something that we in the military, we, when I was in it, used to say was mission command. I've mentioned this before. That is when the leader sets out the intent, provides the resources, but leaves the people to think of innovative ways to get the outcome that is desired. Okay, so in an authoritative leadership style, you can do the same thing, slightly hands-off, tell them what outcome you want to achieve, and let that outcome come as a result of the innovation of your people. It works well, this particular style, across most business situations, but particularly if you're charting a new course. Okay, so if you're used to doing business in a particular way and the business has a new vision, then this is a great way to apply that vision and get people working towards it. So there you have it. That's Goleman's 6 leadership styles in a very, very quick summary indeed. What kind of leader are you? Because naturally you might fall into one of those categories. And if you do naturally fall into one of those categories and it's a negative one, are you okay with that? It might be perfect for you in your situation. Would you like to be able to call upon one of the other styles at a different time when it might be more appropriate to get the best out of your people? And that's what this series is about. LinkedIn Live Leadership is about you getting more choice, about understanding these different styles, understanding these different ways in which they can be applied, and being able to choose which one fits for you right now. So there we go. We do this every Wednesday at midday, LinkedIn Live Leadership. Next week, I don't know what we're talking about. I'll tell you in a couple of days' time when we think about the next subject, because I just want to keep sharing my experience and ideas with you so that you can become a better leader. If you like what you saw, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment. That would be great. Tag somebody in if you think somebody could benefit from this. If you're watching on YouTube later on, hit subscribe and the bell as well, because we do this every week, and then you'll get a little notification that some new content has been posted. Hope that was useful for you. I want you to leave thinking, I'm glad I learned that. If you did, that's fantastic. And I will see you next Wednesday at midday for LinkedIn Live number 14. Can you believe it?